In this video, I'm going to talk about 8 things that prospects truly want. So, again, if you're in a place where you're like, oh, how do I get people to buy from me? This is the video for you. Stay tuned. What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sales professionals, consultants, agency owners, and those people that just need to get better at sales. Guess what? We are here. We are back for some FlowChat sales training. I'm excited to be here with you. My name is Sean Malone. Obviously, I'm one of the co-founders of a very disruptive software called FlowChat. If you haven't heard of it, definitely look in the links below. You can connection and you can come check us all out and see what we're all about. But today we're going to talk about 8 things that prospects truly want. Now, there's a bunch of stuff that I sorted through to go through this list, but I'm just going to dive right into it and start. The first thing, probably the most important here, is this. Number 1, prospects want recognition. Let's be real for a second. Like, everybody feels good when they get recognized, right? So when, even imagine for a second you're walking in the grocery store and you see your neighbor and you're like, oh, hey, Tom, or hey, Scott, or hey, Juliet, like, how's it going? Everybody loves being recognized because they're like, ooh, I'm important to somebody else in my world. If you can recognize people, you're going to do great. So when you're in a sales conversation, make sure and give them some recognition of, oh, that's amazing. That's a cool thing. Like, congratulations. Like, how did that work? Like, tell me more about that. I recognize that you're a badass at this thing. That's going to be really powerful for you to build some great rapport with prospects. That's number 1. Let's move to number 2. Number 2, clients, vendors, and partners all want respect, right? Mutual respect. You don't want to piss somebody off, intentionally, unless you're actually really trying to do that, which is not a really good thing to do. But yeah, I mean, respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T is that song that they came out with back in the 80s. And it's just the same. It's do unto others as you would do unto yourself, right? Like, that's kind of the golden rule there. So just respecting other people is another great thing to do. Number 3, people you do business with have a pride for their business. So don't trash on their business. Don't say it's not the best thing to do. When you're in a sales conversation, tell me about your business. Oh, that's amazing. How'd you get into it? Why did you get into it? That why question is really, really, truly one of the most powerful things you can ever ask somebody. I know that whenever I get into a sales conversation, I always go down the path of like, why do you do what you do? Right? Trying to dig to the core of the reason of why they do what they do, and then using that information in the back end of the sales conversation when you're actually going to close the deal. Very powerful tip and trick, something that you can do. Number 4, prospects enjoy when they tend to be right. So let them be right? Give them 2 alternatives. A lot of people, when they're in conversations, they'll either say, you can go this way or you could go this negative direction, right? What I try to do is I always say, well, there's kind of 2 ways to do this. You could do this way or that way. You suggested this one way, which I think is right. But this other way might be a little bit different, a little bit something unique. What are your thoughts on that? And all of a sudden you're having this conversation where the client or the prospect thinking like, oh my God, like, yes, that is the thing that I recommend. And I am definitely about that. But at the same time, I understand where you're going. This is easy. Now the conversation flows a little bit better and you're in a better spot, right? So that's number 4. Number 5, moving on. People want to do better, but they buy different, new, and unique. Right? Russell Brunson is one of my coaches, been a coach of mine for a long time. And he taught me this. And he said, look, like, don't ever be the better, faster, or stronger version of whatever it is that you're doing. Why not, Sean? Because if you are the better, bigger, or faster version, and that's how you market your stuff, people will then compare you to whatever it is that they have a reference in the space of what you do. So people will compare you to other things. If you end any of those things in ER, like better, faster, and stronger, don't be better, faster, and stronger. Position yourself, frame your business, frame your opportunity as different, new, and unique, but we still play in this market. It gives it a completely different framework, and then people can't compare you to your competitors for one reason or another. This will lead to more sales. I promise, I promise, I promise. Moving on. Number 6, people want to belong. Give them a place to belong. Invite them into your tribe. Have them join your congregation. Maybe you're housing them in a Facebook group. Give them recognition. Push them up amongst their peers, right? What we do in FlowChat is we have a Slack community. And we say, hey, you got to join the party on Slack. Like, come on, there's this big public channel and we recognize everybody every single day, and you belong as a FlowChat connector. And if you can position some of the wording and the messaging that you're saying in a sales conversation or even in messaging, saying like, No, I've been seeking people like you because you belong in this world over here with our tribe and our movement and the things that we're doing. So that is number 6. Moving on to number 7, people want to be rewarded. Give them rewards, right? Again, learning this from Russell Brunson's Complete Movement with ClickFunnels, one of the things that he created that's become so popular is this right here. You see this award behind my shoulder? It means we used their software and we did $1 million in one calendar year through one single funnel that we built in their software, okay? Now, obviously, we've done lots more than that, but the cool part is getting rewards from the person that you're working with is a perk. And this is how you start to really, truly dive in and build some culture. We also have a 6-figure award. We have a 7-figure award. We also have a dream car award, similar to how ClickFunnels organize their stuff for our software. And so every single week, another thing that we do is inside of that public Slack channel that I was just talking about, I do wins of the week, and I reward people by saying, hey, like I'm recognizing you. And then, the more and more often that people get through that, we can reward them. Like if it's somebody that's gotten one of our, like our basic memberships, we have a pro membership that has a lot more features and benefits and cool things. But sometimes when somebody does outstanding work as a basic member, we'll say, hey, as a reward, you get this thing called a medallion. You can come join the party with one of our pro meetings that we have. It's pretty awesome, right? So always this is more in the gamifying side of things, like giving people rewards. That's how people really grow and do well and continue to stick around. Last but not least, let's move on to number 8. Prospects don't want to lose. Nobody ever wants to lose. Losing sucks, but losing is part of life. Yeah, right. Like fail fast, fail forward. You've heard all those people like Will Smith talk about that. So, but on the other hand, if you can create a scenario where it's a win-win, it's a little bit cliche to say, hey, let's create a win-win situation, but it's true, right? If you can put something in front of a prospect that's going to allow them to get the results that they want, and they see that you win too, they're going to feel better about that deal than if you lose as the sales pro and they would win, right? Some people are like, no, I just want to win everything. Well, unfortunately, that's not really the best way to do it. As I think as President Nixon said, a rising tide lifts all the boats. That's the kind of deals that you want to continue to put together. So in your process and in the things that you're doing, just remember, your prospects always want to win and you need to win as well. So creating an environment where both of you guys can win, that is the best way to do this. And that said, guys, you've just seen 8 things that prospects truly want. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this out to somebody else who needs to get better at sales, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to see you next time. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And with that said, I will definitely talk to you next time. Bye for now.